out there in YouTube land. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. YouTube is a Five of Hearts fam, and the Five of Hearts is my challenging karma card. So it's interesting. It's like as much as I try, and today I said I gotta go hard, I gotta push through it. Me and that Five of Hearts, we just gotta dance, you know what I mean? And the Five of Hearts today is the Venus card to the Ace of Diamonds. So I'm like, you're gonna have to make some effort. It's like I gotta push through. Hey, it's like when you have those cards in your spread that you know are challenges, it's like you gotta push through. And I am a rebel. You know, the Five of Hearts is a rebel. You know, the Five of Hearts, it is that card that doesn't like being challenged. It's a challenging card. It's a card of the gamer. It's a card of getting to the next level. But the Five of Hearts doesn't like challenging. The Five of Hearts in cardology is a card of ghosting. And it just, when you get into your feelings and things are not the way that you want, the Five of Hearts is cuss and run. So I am that person. You displacing it this week, Riccara? I know that's right. So today I feel push through some stuff, some blockages that I'm having. I have some blockages, and I think about that when you have some blockages in life and you don't necessarily know what they are. But I know what they are. It's that Five of Hearts. It's like I gotta push through, but I don't. It's my solar plexus. The Five of Hearts is a card of autism, right? And as a child, I know I'm not autistic, but I had special needs, right? Based on my cognitive skills and things, just, for me going back looking at life, I had things that I had to be challenged. I had to be pushed, right? Because it's a challenging karma card. And I was number 7, so my mother didn't have no more in her for pushing. And she had 6 boys before me, right? So pushing wasn't her thing. She was there and supportive and stuff. But the type of parent that I needed that had to be on me all of the time. I am my mother's Uranus card. And that in this of itself is a lot, to have your child as your Uranus card. I was just anti, and I was just a lot of stuff that, was in at my mother after she done raised so many. For me to be number 7 was like a lot, right? And I get that now. So when we look at these different houses and these different placements and the cards, we get a chance to see how we can play and do better with them. And today, with the Ace of Diamonds, we have the Queen of Spades and Pluto. So we have the Queen of Spades in the 8th house. Think about that. And this is what I see with Jay-Z. I posted on my Instagram some of his pictures where you see his hair and some of the changes and transformations, and that's the 8th house. With the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades sits in Mercury, Uranus. So this is a very interesting person. This is a person that does not conform to anything. This is a non-conformist. And we can see that in his rap, in the way he raps and how it hits people and it just resonates. That's Uranus. Uranus is the biology of the thing. And it's a higher octave of Mercury. So the way he raps and the way he does what he does, it just hits people in their biology. That's Uranus. Uranus has to make it make sense. It's the biology that runs through those social settings and those groups and organizations. And that's what his fans are. His fans are his sit in his Uranus. So when he does his work, his rapping, whatever he's talking, they get it. It makes sense to them because they come in that energy field of being people that don't want to be conformists. They want to be outside on the left, right? So when we look at today with this Ace of Diamonds and that Queen of Spades in Uranus, in Pluto, how do we make it work? How do we make Pluto, the 8th house, work with that Queen of Spades, this Uranian? How do we get out there in the 8th house? We want to be different, right? Because the 8th house is shared resources. This way you get your inheritance, but it's done in some deep, dark places. It's a transformation that comes out of the 8th house. You got to have that death, that rebirth. You got to know how to integrate the ego. So how do you do that? How do you do that in the eighth house of the Queen of Spades? It's like you gotta walk to your own beat. You look at him and how he presents himself. Like I posted on my Instagram with all of his hairstyles. Today, people are gonna want to get their hair done. Today, people might want to get green hair. People want to do things with their hair today that's out of the ordinary. And that would be the Queen of Diamonds and Mercury and their Queen of Spades. They are the glamour squads. So makeup and all of those things are going to be getting your nails done and all of the things that you do with that Ace of Diamonds today. Yeah, the barbershop's going to be busy. The hair salons, the nail salons. Can you imagine if they knew the cards and how they could plot their days and know their busiest days? That would be so dope if they knew the cards, but they don't know the cards. But today is an uber busy day. This is a very busy day for anything glamorous, buying new clothes, all of those things. People are going to step out and they're going to be pressed. That's what that Ace of Diamonds is about. But it's going to be different. When you look at him in the different color suits and all that kind of stuff, that's that Ace of Diamonds. They do not want to conform. They want to be in that group, but they want to be different. It's like you got 10 people, that ninth person has got to have on a whole different color. It's like you have an all-white party and somebody comes and they say, yeah, my white dress was dirty or something. Uranus. They like, I'm not coming in here in all white and everybody. They're going to have something different about whatever they have on. And today is that day to look at that, to look at what is it that you can do different. What is it you can do to break out of the pack? What is it that you can do today to seal that you are different, that you are not like everybody else, that you don't conform? That's Uranus, and that's sitting in the eighth house. So you got those that very interesting way of looking at things, because in the eighth house is where all that shadows are, the shadow work. Do you cast a shadow when you in groups, when you in home? Are you a shadow person, or do you live with shadow people? That's shady. That's what shade is. Shade is when people are casting those big shadows in their eighth house. Do people shade you all the time? What's your Pluto card? That's the shadow work. It's the people who cast those shadows in the eighth house for shared resources, and you don't even know it. It's like you get into situations and you don't know how I got there. That's the eighth house. Things happen. People are paying attention to things you're not paying attention in the eighth house, and they cast a shadow over you. They dim your light, and once they dim your light, then they go on for the kill, right? It's like you have somebody, think of one of your children, right? And you say, I told you to make your bed, right? And you go in the room and they said, yeah, but look where I put the pillow at. But you didn't make the bed. And they just want to talk about the fact that they fixed the pillow. That's the eighth house. There are people who come into your eighth house with intentions, and they will work your last nerve. It's like you don't know what they're doing, but they're always focusing you back to something to take away from you being able to pay attention to everything. Those are very skilled people. Very skilled people. They are busy doing a lot of things, and you're not paying attention to the thing you need to pay attention to. That's why we feel like we got to clean out our eighth house right now. That's why, we're looking at people, places, and things. The Five of Clubs is retrograde in Pluto. So the Five of Clubs, yes, gaslighting. The Five of Clubs is making us look at how we communicate. Fives are ruled by Mercury. Clubs are the mental. So we're looking at how we communicate. And not only looking at how we communicate, but how do people communicate with us? Because it's retrograde. We need to look at how people communicate with us, because you could be that person that's just doing what you do. You could have been doing that for all of your life and never get the fruit of your labor, because in the eighth house, somebody is always getting the inheritance. That's what the eighth house is. It's a death of something. It's a transformation that leads you to that inheritance. Something got to give. You got to let go of something. You got to let go of people, places, and things to evolve. And this is where we are with the United States going into this is the first Pluto return. We've never had a Pluto return. It takes 248 years. So the United States is exactly 2 more years after this birthday, right? So what does that mean? What does that mean for the United States to have a Pluto return? First of all, it means we're vulnerable. You're very vulnerable in that eighth house. The United States is a very vulnerable country right now. Very vulnerable with that Pluto return, because all eyes are on the eighth house, and that's where those unusual, deep, dark secrets and all of that stuff is coming up. The things that the United States don't want to be known for is coming up that makes the United States vulnerable. So in that eighth house, we get a chance to do this work. We get a chance to really see the shadow of the United States and see the things that need to be changed. Politically, the school shootings, all of these things right now, yeah, you can't sweep this under the rug. So we're looking at those things from that perspective. You know, that eighth house is the underworld. It's all of the things that are hidden. So anything that's hidden is ruled in that eighth house. So yeah, that's what we're looking at with this Pluto return. So when we get on the other side, what is it going to look like? We don't know until we get there. So for me, it's about being intentional. It's about doing the work, cleaning up your eighth house. Cleaning it up. And today you got the Queen of Spades. So some odd and unusual things, some quirky people. You could be, I'm quirky. Queen of Spades is my challenging karma card. Look at my little tie-dye shirt and look at my hair. I'm odd and unusual. And I don't care. I'm not trying to fit in. That is not, I've never been able to. If I tried, I couldn't fit in. So what is it about you that makes you stand out from the crowd? That's what you want to find out. If you want to stand out. If you don't, then you don't. But if you do, you need to figure it out. And if you have a business today, go for it. This is the day to put a stamp on it. This is the Ace of Diamonds. This is new opportunities, new ways of doing things, exploring things. So make sure that you learn the energy of the day. We talk about it every day on Clubhouse in the astrology room at 9 a.m. And then on Saturdays, we do it at 8 p.m. So we talk about the energy of the day and the cards. We talk about what's happening and what we need to be, honing in on in these amazing times. We got the Seven of Diamonds in Neptune right now. And Beyonce just announced her album is coming out. She is in Neptune. She's been in there in United States spread working on whatever she's working on. This album is going to be fire. It's going to be dope. So we got some Seven of Diamonds energy around us. We got some Beyonce energy around us. Let's see how we can do our Beyonce. Hey, let's see how we can shine, right? This is time to shine, fam. This is time not to put your light under the bush. This is the time to be confident and comfortable in who you are, who you came here to be. Because you feel it. I know I feel it, and I'm not the only one that's feeling how amazing it is to come into your realization. No matter what's happening around you, your protection is knowing that you have work to do, that you came here with an agreement and you're willing to do it. That's your protection. So get into that field of receptivity and let the universe dance at your feet on this amazing Ace of Diamonds day. And have a great one, fam. Peace.